Hey everybody, so this is my first video of doing an MJ Lifts at Home video. Obviously you could tell that I'm not really that sold on it. I haven't put any makeup on for you guys, and right before this my pre-workout was homemade brownies. So I just figured I'd take a video for when basically you're getting back into the gym if you haven't done anything for a long time. For me, I'm really imbalanced right now in both my upper and lower body. So my upper back and my lower back, or my lower body, are pretty asymmetrical right now. I'm really right side dominant. I do a lot of my right hand and my right shoulder, including my right upper back. So they all kind of go hand in hand. And then my left side right now is kind of left for dead. I haven't trained upper body in quite some time, just really casually, and nothing recently. So my body's not feeling that great right now. My joints are pretty tight and sore, especially on my right side. Everything's pretty underdeveloped. So that's why I wanted to make this one, was kind of to show you what I'm doing right now in a pretty underdeveloped and untrained state, so that if you want to do it at home with me, you can. And it'll kind of just get you started into some stuff that'll make your body feel better. With my low body, I just had a surgery on my right side. A few years ago, I had a surgery on my left side, my lumbar spine, and then my right side, I had a full tear on my ACL. So right now, I'm pretty asymmetrical on both the ability of my right and left side, and then my left side from the surgery got really tight and locked up because I was really supporting my body with my left side. Now I'm trying to even it back out, create some strength and stability in my right side, and then also trying to keep both sides loose and mobile. So that's kind of the game plan for today. I'm at home, so I'm working with very minimal equipment. So basically, I think the stuff that I'll be using today is going to be a band of a sort. It doesn't have to be a big one or a strong one. Even doesn't have to be a band. It could be like a broom or even a stick or PVC pipe. So just anything where you can do a straight arm pass through overhead. I like to bring in some mobility in my rib cage. Right. Just kind of anything that feels good. I'm going to go through a really, really short warm-up, mobility cycle right now, just so that I don't bore you to death. If I want, or I should say if you guys want, I can do something longer specifically for mobility of the joints or your low back or whatever it is that you're trying to do. But as far as this mobility warm-up, feel free. You can kind of do it with me, or you can do whatever parts of it that you like, or you can just watch me do it. You don't even have to participate. So I'm making these videos because actually one of my favorite things is when some of my favorite workout folks make videos and they kind of just chat. And I'm happy to kind of talk through my workouts and let you know what I'm doing and what's going on. Probably the more that I do them, the more in-depth that they'll be with the training and stuff. So right now, all of my training is just pretty minimal, given the fact that I don't want to overwork or overtrain my body. Basically, I can overtrain and overwork my body, given that before surgery, I had quite a lot of muscle mass. So getting back into things, obviously, it's really easy to overtrain, overlift, go harder and faster than what your body is ready for. A lot of my stabilizer muscles in my joints have become really weak, and they don't hold up as well with super, super heavy stuff or super, super high rep stuff. So that's just something that I pay close attention to right now. And I'll even do a lot with occasional knee sleeves or belting. And the reason for that is just to make sure that I'm protecting my body if I am choosing to go heavier for the time being until everything kind of catches back up again and evens out. So obviously with all this stuff, you can do it for much longer. I usually do. I don't really ever go through a fast routine like this just because my body kind of hurts. So I like to spend time to make it feel really good and smooth and glide before I train. This next one is very, very optional. I do it to mobilize my ankles and basically just very carefully and slowly having that weight create mobility and mobilization in the ankle joint. You'll feel it in your Achilles. Very, very, very intense. So just be careful, and I would probably do something light to start until you're familiar with this. Really making sure that your joints are stacked, that your ankle is staying up really nice and sturdy and tall. Not letting one side of the foot or ankle collapse in to one or the other. Again, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing today wouldn't require me to do this, but I like to do this a lot given that my tib anterior, my calves, my Achilles, my ankles have all gotten really tight because of the imbalance and then trying to rebalance them. Yesterday we hiked the Grand Canyon, so I'm a little bit sore. I'm not going to roll today, which normally I would do. And of course, I can make a video on that as well. I'm just opting out so that we can really deep dive into the main workout part of it. So I feel pretty all right on my low body right now. Kind of warmed up and ready to go. So I'm just going to do a little bit more for my upper body. My shoulder on my right side, my back on my right side always needs a little extra love. I like to do the roping stuff, and so it always ends up getting really, really knotted up and really tight on that side. Swinging a rope over and over and over again and not really preparing your body or, evenly training kind of ends up causing problems over time. So a lot of people kind of feel that. So I really like to kind of stretch more frequently on that side. I'll roll out more frequently. I'll use a mobility ball on that side. Massage work, cupping, stuff like that. And then that's why I'm doing this right now, is because I need to be doing more for my upper body to maintain all my extracurricular activities. So I just want to get right into it. We're going to start with a banded face pull. Okay, so with this one, I am actively pinching my back together. The band is kind of coming towards my face. I'm running a fine line right now because I just looked at this band and it is looking like it's going to break. So if it snaps me in the face, that'll go viral. Okay, so I'm not sure how many I've done, but I'm going to just do some. Today, I don't really care. It hasn't been the best day ever, so I'm just glad I'm doing something sometime. I'm really focusing on my left side because my left side's pretty underdeveloped. I'm starting to really feel this in my rhomboids, my lats. I'm not using my traps a whole lot. Okay, so feeling that. I'm going to go through and do an overhead pull. This time, I'm really pulling with my elbows. Okay, so my elbows are leading this movement. I'm pulling it up more into my rear delts. So it's a lot less about the lat action, a lot less about the back pinch action, more about working that shoulder girdle, getting your rear delt engaged. They are starting to get on fire. Not sure how many I've done. Anyways, that's probably plenty. For right now, just kind of a warm-up. Actually, I think this whole training is a little bit of a warm-up. It's
It's been a long time since I've worked my joint, so I'm staying super duper light, going for a double dumbbell curl. Again, super light, high rep, just kind of running the joint through some range of motion to get some fluid in there, to get the smaller stabilizer muscles to work. Alternating, so I'm starting to get tired and lazy. I'm even going to go hammer style. When you first pick up these dumbbells, you might think, wow, that doesn't feel like anything. Just keep going till you can't no more. I'm going to keep curling, but I'm going to check the camera, make sure it's still on. Okay, cool. I was afraid I was just in here talking to myself, which is normally the case. So it's nice to have company. So from here, after this one, I'm going to warm up my shoulder blades, my shoulder joints, and also, how about this? A little bit of reverse grip curl action for my forearms. That feels great. So my forearms have been getting worked to death, so I'm really trying to strengthen them. You can tell my right side is much stronger. My left side is little baby. So for my bicep curls, when I'm warming up, I keep my elbows in front of my body for some accessory bicep movement. I'm going to do a few more on my left side just because it never gets worked, especially in this movement, which is super, super important. And my right side always gets worked with this rotated wrist. Okay. I'm kind of staring off into the distance because it's beautiful outside. The garage doors are open. I'm looking out. The sun is going down. Gorgeous. Obviously, if I was doing something heavy, I would be, that's all relative, but if I was doing something heavier for my body, I wouldn't be walking around like this. I'd be really, really focused on my breathing, my form, stuff like that. But I'm kind of looking just for a pump. Make my body feel better. So form is not the biggest deal, but it's also, I've trained it. And I'm still keeping an eye on things to make sure I'm not using my traps too much or getting crazy. So I'm going to go for a little rear delt fly action. Again, probably do some more on my left side because my right side feels pretty easy. Feels like I got some muscles back there. My left side feels like a weak link for me. So I feel comfortable doing this just because I kind of know my body. I know my training, and I know what muscles I'm looking to develop and which other ones I'm not really looking to develop. Would I recommend it for everybody? Overloading one side or the other? Not so much. But that's a conversation to be had. We'll talk about it later. Starting to get nice and engaged. Just doing some nice shoulder raises. Again, I think I'll do some more on my left. My little baby side. Starting to get tired. I'm going to do some front raises, and I'll probably do some more on my left as well. My poor left side's getting hammered today. All right, so we'll move along. I do want to move my low body a little bit, and that'll give my upper body a bit of a break. After not training my upper body in a long time, I feel it. So one thing I'm doing right now in this training that I'm actually really enjoying is I'm alternating between my upper and lower body so that I can kind of keep my heart rate up a little bit I can give some muscle groups a break, working some other muscle groups, and making sure that I just kind of stay fluid, motion, flowy, that sort of thing. Arms are going overhead so I can get a little stretch, a little warm up in my back. This is making my back turn on, my erectors, my upper back, all around my spine. Again, not keeping track of the numbers. I don't really care today. So one thing in this workout that I'm really noticing, kind of warmed up my upper body some. I really do need to roll my low body. I'm feeling a lot of clicking, locking, popping, tightness in my one side. I worked my tibialis anterior a lot. So basically, I'm definitely feeling how tight it is. So after this video, I'm going to be definitely rolling out so I can feel a little bit better. Rolling my hips, rolling my quads, and then I'll probably do a more aggressive low body training some other time. Alrighty, I'm gonna take a breather. I think I want to do a little bit heavier full body, well, I shouldn't say full body, full back movement. So I'm going to point us over in this direction. I also am just getting out and being sick. Maybe I'm still sick, I'm not sure. Anyway. Getting water. This is my favorite back movement ever. It's a double straight arm press down. I'm going to go crazy light to start. And I'm going to go crazy, well, probably not crazy wide, pretty wide. So shoulders are backing down. I'm running my whole back to range of motion because it's going up overhead. I do feel like I need to do some single arm stuff. I feel my right side wanting to take over. My left side needs a little bit more help. I still like this movement. Gets me nice and warmed up. Okay, more back stuff. Let's see how heavy this is. Probably too heavy for a single arm movement. The wrap up there is pretty intense. Ooh, I like that though. Welcome to at-home workouts. I could easily hook up a double or a detachment grip on this cable machine. Do I want to? No. So, because I know that my left arm is a little underdeveloped and my right arm is way overdeveloped right now, along with my back, I'm actually purposefully putting a little bit more load onto my left side. Again, not recommend for everybody, but that's what I'm doing. And then I will mobilize, stretch, and even it out as it gets tight to make sure that my body is still moving really evenly. Cool. Whew. What else do I want to do? I think the best part about this one is I'm actually kind of just going with the flow of things today. Really kind of making sure I'm just listening to my body. And I'm just happy and proud of myself that I'm doing something instead of nothing. So, oops, where's my little hooky grippy thingy? I really feel in my heart and soul that I'm looking to load, oops, I don't have a pen. What the heck? This is what happens when you work out at home. You don't have everything that you want and need, technically. What more could I want and need, you say? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Whoa, too heavy for my back. Little baby. Oh yeah. So basically, just really pinching that shoulder blade into my body because my left shoulder blade is pretty loose. Subscap, pretty loose. It does not get trained very much right now. My right scap, pretty tight because it gets trained all the time. I'm going to lower that down so that I've got no vertical rise, just straight across. Whew, feel that shoulder blade working back there. Stabilizing the rest of my body the way that I want to today. I'm not really doing a lot of stuff really super correct. Whew, but that's okay. So, for the most part, hanging with my form today, doing whatever I think I want. Also, stretching. Holy crap, my right side is tight. So I'm just going to stretch my right side, focus on training my left side today. But if that's not you, don't do that. Train both sides, do what you do. Maybe count your reps, do equal reps on both sides. Maybe 4 rounds 10, 4 rounds of 15 because we're going light today. That's how you know it's getting hard. Stop talking. Oh yeah. I dropped my hand down a little bit lower because I really wanted to kind of hit that low section. Before it was like a really straight across, and I hit just a smidge lower down there. I'm going to do a few more of these on this side, and then I'm going to move on. I'm thinking what I want to do. We're probably going to continue to work that left side back. A little bit of shoulder action being attached to a cable machine, always secondary engagement. So I'm going to probably do a seated single arm row. That would probably feel the best to me right now. And then I think I'm even going to do some overhead stuff tonight for my shoulders. I'm not hitting a ton of biceps, triceps. Maybe I will a little bit, but we'll see. I don't know if I should be closer to camera than that or not, but I like it. That's what matters today. All right, here we go. I know, it sounds terrible. I'm doing my left side only. Again, do your right side. Makes you happy. Okay, I'm gonna move so I don't have to move around my body at all. Ooh, getting a little bit of that 45-degree elbow flare. You can do the elbow flare however you want, but that 45-degree hits it for me. And I'm looking for a very specific part of my back. So maybe alternate. Maybe low elbow, mid elbow. Oh, whoo! Maybe because I'm tired, might do a little something. Now that side's strong, baby. Too strong. Whew. All right. Maybe we'll do just a smidgen bicep, tricep. So I know it seems like I'm not doing a ton today. That's because I'm not. A little bit is plenty for me today. So I'm doing what I call is a cradle curl. Some people call it like a server curl or a, what do they call that? Waiter curl? Yeah, I don't like that as much. I'm doing a cradle curl because I like to think of it as cradling the dumbbell in my arms. Same thing here, really loading my left side. I know, might not be able to tell, but it's happening. My right side, that bicep tendon is super tight, unfortunately, because of all the loading I've been doing on that side. So that's something I need to address and stretch and release so that my bicep tendon doesn't explode. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a little single arm. I'm actually gonna hold on to a weight so that I'm not cranking on my body, so that I'm staying balanced and even. But I'm only going to lift on this side, which I know you guys don't like. Gonna kick it back, get a little bit front delt in there, which most people don't like to do when they're doing bicep curls. My left side does need it. Whew. Whew. That left side is gonna be sore tomorrow. Gonna let that right side kind of go through a little release, letting my shoulder kind of just dead hang, hoping getting a little bit of tendon ligament stretching, gliding in there. Feels good, no pain or nothing, so that's positive. Okay, back at it. Doing big things. Backwards action, kicking. I think I might do a double tricep kick back after this. Yeah, that's it. I know, minimal, but effective. Okay. It drives me crazy when people do kickbacks a lot because they'll have this like wrist action flipping happening. That's no good. Just putting extra strain on your wrists. I like to think of give me my strong side. I like to think of my dumbbell head picking up right towards the ceiling. I'm being a skier right now. I'm in the Alps skiing. And a little break, and I'm rotating for you, my bad side. So when I do this, I think of fully extending my arm, locking out my elbow joint, so I get the full tricep engagement, but I'm making sure I'm not having a lot of energy transfer in my wrist joint. So anytime you add more joints into the lift, there's a possibility that you're somehow wasting energy. So like if you're doing a leg press, theoretically, if you're doing a leg press and you're just moving this joint and all of a sudden your ankle joint starts moving as well, now you're developing a lot more of the calf, putting wear and tear on the ankle, really taking away from your leg drive, which is fine and all if that's the objective. A lot of times when you're isolating muscle groups, that's not the objective. Looking just hammer out that tricep. I'm gonna hit some more on my left only. Gonna continue to hold on to my right dumbbell. Keep me balanced. Keep me engaged. Whew. Whew. Oh yeah. Notice I'm not rotating in my body at all. Body staying flat. All right, everybody. Oh, that's one thing I didn't want to do. I wanted to do a little bit more shoulder stuff. I would love to do a banded overhead tricep press right now. I don't have a very light band. I can definitely try to do it with one of these. I don't want to because my right side shoulder has been dislocated many a time with stupid accidents that I've done. So outside of the gym, well, there was that one time at the opening party of my first gym. I got super drunk off of Jello shots, thanks to Danielle. And I was like looking up at the rings, figured, you know, I'm going to jump up there. I'm going to do a muscle up. So I jump up there and I'm dead hanging. I'm ready for it. Go for my muscle up. I'm up at the top. I'm like, whoa, full dislocated shoulder. And the reason was I was cold as fuck. And I didn't warm up at all. I didn't think about it. Not even once. Because I was drunk. And decided never going to do that again. So anyway, let's see what I can maneuver here. Probably not that still. Wait, good try. Let's see. Let's see if we can makeshift something that I want. Oh, 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 oh. This is more of a tricep extension right now. What I really like to do is get my bands, go for a double overhead tricep press with the red bands, because they're perfect for where my shoulder is at right now. But that's not going to happen. So, again, oh, you know it'd be pretty all right. So bands, cables, and weights are all different on your joints and your muscles and body. Obviously, resistance is resistance. But what I'm going to do, I want a little bit of tension the whole time on that shoulder. That's why I wanted to do a band, so that there was no point in there where my shoulder could really take a break. Frankly, this will be fine if my cable machine would work. Oh my gosh, freaking killing me. This is why I got a new cable machine at the gym. Because I hate you. Okay. To dumbbells it is. Sorry guys, you got the picture. You got the picture. So I'm going to start with like pumps. So I'm not going to go into full range of motion. I'm just in an almost too wide position to open. Then I'm going to go into a 45 and pump. Then I'm going to go to a perfectly forwarded pump. This is just keeping the shoulder engaged the whole time without fully locking out, keeping the load on there. Basically warming up my joints a lot. This open position super hard on that dislocated joint, but feels very good actually. And I want to strengthen that position very carefully and very controlled. We're almost done with today's workout. Oh yeah. So after this, I'm going to do some more pumps. I'm going to take a break. And I'm going to do some alternating. No. I'm going to do some Arnold presses. Notice this is getting a little much for me. And I'm staggering my stance every once in a while. Oh, Lord. Oh, my shoulders. This is why we work out, kids, so that you never get to a point where stuff like that is hard again. Just kidding. It's all relative. What I mean by that is if you just picked up two 90-pound dumbbells, overhead pressed them for 15 reps, and then you go pick up fives and you press that, hell yeah, the fives are going to feel hard as shit. Because that's just how that works. Your muscles are broken down, you're fatigued. People ask me all the time, like say they just did a freaking 3-rep max squat and they go and do bodyweight squats. They're like, I used to be so good at bodyweight squats. Well, you still are. Because if you break your body down, you're fatigued, you're tired, and then you go do another movement, it's probably not going to be as good as if you just freshly done it. You hear? So, I'm hoping all my clients will listen to this so that we don't have to have this conversation. And you know that you're strong. So, Arnold press, going to start facing me. On this one, I am going to fully lock out at the top because it feels good on my shoulder to go through that range of motion and to kick those dumbbells out like that. It feels like it's a little extra challenge and feels nice and strong and safe and healthy while pushing the limit still. So I could do a drop set on this. I could do the 10s and drop set to these 5s and not do as many reps. But my shoulders right now are so asymmetrical to where it wouldn't make sense to me, because my one shoulder would probably overpower the other, but also the one shoulder, I should say the strong shoulder, still doesn't have certain muscle groups built up and other ones are developed. And my weaker shoulder has a lot of muscle groups that aren't built up, including my stabilizer muscles on both shoulders. So right now, at the beginning of this series, if you will, that's why I'm going light, really, really high rep, and so I can get my muscles to really understand what it means to be in those ranges of motion under load without having major form breakdown and without making the joint feel bad. So that's a big thing for me. And then once I feel really even on both sides, really equally strong on both sides, where the joints are feeling strong, then I'll go up. Strong and stabilized. Whew. Alternating, get a little more pump action in. Oh Lord, I'm gonna hit a little bit more rear delt because I feel that right now. Feels like it needs a little working. Sometimes my rear delt, I like to just go straight up into the air, which is not a very traditional way of doing a rear delt fly, but I'll really turn my dumbbells in right into the air. I feel like it really gets that rear delt and the rear delt only, and allows me to lift heavier for when I want to load that rear delt. Woo! Anyways, what it feels like to me right now, did I do anything bicep curl? I don't know. Oh, I think I did, didn't I? Anyway, so what it feels like to me right now is I could probably benefit from some plank holds, some abs, some calves. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll probably stop this video because it's long, and then I'll probably start up another video, string them together. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me tonight. I don't know if that was something that you guys benefit from. Personally, my upper body needs it. Didn't do very much low body at all. But once I get more into this series, once my low body isn't as sore as it is today, I'll probably do like full body workouts for the time being, and I'll have them written down so that I can just kind of knock them out and have a really nice, well-rounded plan for myself. But for the most part, that was an upper body dominant little pump. So have a good night, everybody.